All right. Welcome to Black Bat Comedy Presents. I'm your host, Dennis Cruz. Well, you'll see me all night. You get tired of me. You go, "Ooh, is that guy still yelling at me?" Aye. Oh, appreciate y'all coming out. Appreciate y'all attending live local comedy. And do this every third Saturday. But every Saturday is always comedy here at Covert Cafe. Great food, great drinks. Make sure you give it up to Colin. Let's give Colin a round of applause real quick. Let him feel some kind of attention he did not get as a child. But it's great. Black Bat Comedy. What it is it's a way to provide comics that I find funny, that I find they make me laugh. I'm old and tired, and it's hard it's effort for me to giggle. Okay. So if a comic finds, and I don't think they're getting booked, I don't think they're being seen by enough people. I created Black Bat Comedy for that. I try and find comics that I find funny that aren't getting the exposure they need. Try and give them some extra attention. I appreciate y'all coming out and sharing that appreciation. Hopefully, I mean, they may suck. You may be like, why did we go to the, but at least you'll have attended, and I appreciate you coming out. Appreciate you hanging out. Black Bat Comedy's been around for about 7 years now. We've done shows in Westland, Vancouver, here at Covert, here in Portland, all around. And it's literally just to promote the scene, just to promote it for the comics that are coming up. And for every performance, I have to do this because you got to have rules, right? I mean, we live in a lawless society right now. I understand, but at least for this time in this room, we're going to have a rule or several. I don't know how. I try not to count. Numbers confuse me sometimes. I'm old. But the first rule is when a comic's on stage, let them do their performance. Let them have their fun. It's okay if they interact with you, if they say, "Hey, and you can talk, yeah, fire right back, but not until they ask you to. That's all it is. Try and keep the comments to a minimum at least. Not loud enough to where it upsets everybody, because I've done that and it's no fun. I have a tendency to get loud sometimes, but that's it. That's literally the only rule. Just have a little respect for the person that's on the stage while they're up on stage. Make sure we want to keep the laughter. If you think it's funny, laugh. Don't be afraid. Come on, don't be shy. You want to. You can feel it. It's right there in the pit. I mean, it's right down where you live. You want to go. Oh, let it go. Just let it out. Just let it be free. And if you need to there's a restroom right there. Help yourself when it's not occupied. That's it's always fun doing comedy for me, because I'm not supposed to be here right now. I mean, literally, I've been told I was dying for the last 25 years. I've got them fooled, is what I'm thinking. I have about 4 different types of terminal cancer. Well, they say it's terminal. I find it just annoying, apparently. But when you live through that kind of stuff, you can live through anything, and so I figured, why not do stand-up? That's what we do. Let me get some torture out there. I don't know. But through it all, I'm kind of. Anybody out there have kids? You guys got kids? You got kids? Yeah, we had Father's Day, right? I've never been in that role of a father. I've been in the stepfather role, but it was only for those videos. And I'm still waiting to get paid on those. But no, I don't have any kids. I have pets. You guys got pets? You got pets? Yeah. I got a dog, a cat, several chickens. Normal stuff. I had to take my dog to the vet the other day. She was there all day, and at the end of the time, I went to pick her up, and the guy was like, "Hey, we had to pull 2 of her front teeth, so now she barks with a lisp." It's like barf, And they gave her a bunch of medication, which I immediately took. She got mad at me. She started growling, "Arf, arf." I'm like, hey, I paid for it. I love my pets. I don't know. I have chickens. Most people don't have chickens. Chickens are not considered pets. They're considered livestock, right? Of course, when they die, they're not considered dead stock. They're just dinner. Yes. Oh, a little dark humor for you. I don't know. I don't know how many people eat their pets. I don't yet, but I'm sure I will in this new, upcoming economy. I don't know. I love my birds. I love my birds. My chickens are great. They're smart. They're smart. They have me trained, right? I mean, when one of them lays an egg, right, they'll squawk. I mean, what kind of word is squawk? Somebody actually sat down and thought of that. I'm getting off on a tangent. No, they'll squawk, and I got to go out and pick up the egg, and then they'll stop squawking, right? You know, unless it's before 5:30 in the morning, and then it's my neighbor, right, calling me on the phone going, hey, man, if you don't quiet that bird up, I'm going to come over and strangle it. So, you know, at 5:30 in the morning, I got my neighbor threatening to come over and choke my chicken. It's been a while. I'm down for it. You know, I'm open. I'm flexible. And no, I love my birds. I love my birds. They're great. You know, I found out recently they were related to dinosaurs. Chickens are. Their genetics trace back to Tyrannosaurus Rex. That's crazy, right? So chickens, man has been eating chickens since the dawn of man. That's kind of redundant. But it took us until 1961 and a white man in a white suit with white hair to teach us how to deep fry it properly. Fuck you, Colonel Sanders. You and your 7 herbs. That man was so racist, he only used white pepper. You'll get that one on the way home and you go, I still don't like it. That's okay. No, I love my chickens. I found out my chickens are seasonal employees, and that just means in this economy, if they stop laying eggs, they're going to end up in a pot with a lot of seasoning. See, if I said that about dogs, people would get all upset in this country. They'd be like, what? No. But I can say it about chickens all day. No one cares. They're like, yeah, fry them up. Dory is tasting particularly good. No, I've named all my chickens, which is scary, right? You give them a personality by attaching a name to them, right? But I've tricked myself and I've named them after their breed, because none of them are the same breed. They're all different breeds. Like Susie is Susie Sue. That's the breed that she is. And Dory is a Hampador, which is the breed that she is. And then we have Mercy, which is just what I say when that chicken attacks me. That's she's a vicious bird. She's my my chicken raising started as a pandemic recourse, right, in 2020. I said, I'm gonna get some I'm gonna be home. It's a great time to raise chickens for some unfathomable reason that popped up, and I was like, that's a good idea. And I was on a lot of drugs, so maybe that was the cause. I don't know, but I got these 3 birds, and I was like, ooh, I got 3 little chicks. It cost me $6, right? And you get what you pay for, I guess, because one of them turned into a rooster, which you cannot have within the city limits, and the other one had a genetic defect that caused her to die prematurely. So I ended up with one rooster for one chicken for $6, and I was like, well, that's what you get when you buy your chickens from a guy in a van down by the river, I guess. I don't know. He was like, I found these, and I was like, where? And he goes, on the road. I don't know. But I got some new chickens now, and they're really showing the other one up. She's starting. It's weird because these 2 chickens that I have, my first I didn't know about egg production. I didn't know how many, the average. I didn't know any of that stuff with the first batch. I was like, let me get some chickens, And then after they died and one turned into a rooster, and I had to give it. I was like, let me figure some shit out about chickens, So I bought these other 2 birds. One of them has a yearly production of 270 eggs a year. That's a lot of egg laying, if you ask me. That's a lot of. I have 3 dozen eggs in my refrigerator from last week. I'm like, well, I can't even give them. People are like, no more eggs, sir. No, you can't pay your rent with those. I was like, but the price of eggs. No, but. They're really producing. My other girl, Susie, she's averaging 220 eggs. I have a 5-year-old chicken. Now, 5-year-old chickens are not supposed to lay eggs, but Mercy has seen what these other 2 are doing, and she's going, there's an axe in that shed waiting for me. I better start. She has laid more eggs this year, 3, than she did in the last 4 years. I'm like, she's feeling threatened, I think. And it's good, I'm just kidding. I love my birds. I love my birds. You're going to hear more from me. You're not going to hear any. I've run out of chicken jokes. I still haven't talked about the dog or the cat, though. I mean, once on the dog because I stole her meds. That's a true story. Oh, shh, don't tell my vet. He'll cut me off. There's only so much gabapentin, sir. Oh. But, like I said, this is story time. Story time this week is graduations, and that was a little story about me graduating to being a chicken farmer, producer, because you never expect it, but then all of a sudden, oh, look, they're 18 and have to leave the house. I don't have any kids, so I'm just guessing. I make stuff up about children other than what my friends tell me. I had to go to, my friends are at that age where their third wives are having their first baby. You know what I'm saying, sir. I always point at the biggest dude in the room. That's, because that way I'll die soon, quickly is what I'm saying. I'm kidding. No, I'm stubborn. I won't die for a long time. Are you guys ready for your next comic to come to the stage? All right.